So first thing first, I'm going to explain about the introduction of the Sustainable Development Goals, or also known as SDGs. And SDGs were also famous with the name of the Global Goals. So these Global Goals was first adopted by the world leaders on 2015, but it was first officially come into effect on the 1st January on 2016. So basically, on 1st January 2016, all leaders officially agreed to start forming these SDGs in every country. And next, we need to know about what is the role or the function of the establishment of the SDGs. So there are actually so many functions of the SDGs, but one of them is the SDGs will provide a framework to address major development challenges, including poverty, inequality and climate change in every country that joins the SDGs. Next, the SDGs also serve as a 15 years agenda that guiding sustainable development efforts that worldwide until 2030, which means that every country that joins the SDGs will follow the framework in order to achieve the targets that they have set that every country will achieve by the year of 2030. Next, we will move on to the purpose and scope of the SDGs. So the first one is the SDGs will apply universally to all countries regardless of the income level of the country. So basically, no matter if the countries are quite poor or rich, they also will together follow the scope that have been given by the SDGs. Next, the SDGs emphasize to ensure that all countries will balancing economic growth, social well-being and environmental protection to ensure that the development benefits everyone. So it is to ensure the equality to all the countries, to ensure that no country will gain more or one country to gain less. So the scope is to ensure that every country will get their own benefits. Next, we will go to the overview of the 17 SDGs. So the SDGs consists of 17 goals and 169 targets addressing social, economic and environmental sustainability. The next one is the key priorities is including of to ending poverty and hunger, improving health and education and many more. And then the many more is such as to promoting gender equality, ensuring clean water and energy and addressing climate change. And then the last one is the goals are interconnected, the ensuring the progress is one area supporting in other areas. So this means that they want to ensure that every country will try and tend to support each others that are growing, or if for example if these countries are making a progress, so this country maybe can help another country to also follow the country to achieve the same progress. And then the last one, we will go to the implementation and the global commitment. So although these SDGs are not legally binding, but the governments are responsible to ensure that the SDGs are into the national policies and development plans. So this means that even the SDGs are not legally binding, they still want to ensure that our country will have the policy, so that means that the SDGs want to ensure that every country have a one policy that they can refer together. So that means that even if it is not legally binding, they will still have a proper way in order to achieve the goals. So the next one is to countries monitor and report progress to data driven assessment. So like I said, they are not legally binding, so in order to ensure that the SDGs can monitor the reports of each country, so they will use the data driven assessment. So this proves that how the SDGs are really serious in order to ensure that every country will achieve the goals of the sustainable developments. And then the last one is the SDGs will reflect a shared global commitment to achieve the sustainable and inclusive development by 2030. Like I said in the early of the introduction, this main purpose of the SDGs mission is to achieve the goals by 2030. So this all effort and this all plans is they want to ensure that every country will achieve the progress or the development as targeted to achieve in the 2030. And next, we will move on to the key actors in championing the sustainable development. So basically, there are 6 key actors in championing the sustainable development. Some of them is public sectors, private sectors and NGOs, and many more that are listing in the slide. So what I'm going to explain is these 6 key actors is like a different organization that are working together or do a collaborative team working to ensure to championing the sustainable development. So basically, without one of them, or if we are lack of each of these organization, it will be hard for us to championing the sustainable development, because each of the key actors have their own responsibility and big roles to every country. next we will go to the international bodies and organisation. The international bodies and the organisation is the first key actors of championing the sustainable development. The major examples includes the United Nations, UN, or the European nations, EU, which play an important role in promoting the sustainable development through global cooperation and policy support. So basically, without these two organizations, which is UN and the EU, I think it would be really impossible for every country to achieve the sustainable development, because their big global cooperation made the SDGs to be championing and successful. Next, the one key initiative is the UN Framework Convention on the Climate Change, which aims to control the greenhouse gas emission to protect the climate system. And then another important of the contribution is Agenda 21. Agenda 21 introduced through our common future, which provides a global action plan focusing on social and economic development. Social and economic development, for example, like to increase the income of the country, because income of the country will determine whether the country could be developed more or need a longer time to be maybe fully developed or a growing country. And then the last but not least, the natural resource management, participation of major groups and effective implementation through finance and technology.
The second key actors are the government and public sector. They provide basic services such as energy, transportation, waste management, planning, education and environmental protection, all of which have a direct impact on the environment. In both developed and developing countries, the government plays a major role due to its control over services, resources and economic activities. The government promotes sustainable development by managing natural resources like forests and protected area. For example, Taman Negara under sustainable forest management. It also controls pollution through taxes such as carbon tax and also enforce environmental laws, including Malaysia Environmental Quality Act 1974. The third key actors is private sector, which includes small companies and international corporations committed to sustainability. They are influential due to their capital, technology, global network and market power, allowing them to share environmental outcomes, create jobs, support economic growth and reduce poverty through responsible practice such as corporate social responsibility and sustainable supply chain. The private sector can also respond quickly to sustainability challenge through innovation and partnership with government and civil society. A good example is IKEA, which promotes sustainability by extending product life, introducing rechargeable product and reducing its climate footprint by 5%. IKEA also addresses issues such as child labour, environmental impact, transparency and collaboration with organisations like Greenpeace and UNICEF. The fourth key actor are non-governmental organisation (NGO), including private voluntary organisation, civil society organisation and non-profit groups. They promote sustainable development through protest, lobbying, direct action and by providing grants that support long-term projects. NGO also share knowledge, guidance and best practice to help projects remain effective and sustainable. In Malaysia, examples include the Malaysian Nature Society (MNS), established in 1940 with focus on conservation, habitat protection and environmental education. Another example is Tropical Rainforest Conservation and Research Centre, the RCRC, which work to conserve tropical rainforests, protect endangered plant services and promote environmental awareness. The fifth key actors are interest and pressure group, which are formed to influence public policy on specific issues. They translate social power into political influence and their members include business leaders, religious leaders, teachers, administrators, parents and activists. Despite effort by government, the EU and the UN to reduce environmental harm, many believe more action is needed. Pressure groups such as Greenpeace and Friend of the Earth Malaysia push for stronger environmental policies. Greenpeace take a peaceful direct action to protect the planet, while Friend of the Earth Malaysia focus on issues like pollution, deforestation, energy, water agriculture and indigenous right through campaign, lobbying and public awareness. The last key actors is civil society, which include community group, NGOs, labour union, indigenous group, charitable organisation, faith-based group, professional association and foundation. Civil society is often called the third sector because of its ability to influence government and business action. Civil society promotes sustainable development through advocacy, monitoring government action and implementing local projects while ensuring inclusivity for marginalised groups. Examples include the Worldwide Fund for Nature (WWF), which protect nature and conserve biodiversity, and the Danish Refugee Council (DRC), which support refugees and displaced communities through humanitarian assistance and long-term solutions.
Okay, now I'm going to present the role of key actor in championing SDG. Okay, the first key actors in championing SDG, we have you can see from the slide, is government. Okay, what is government? Okay, government roles is to policy internal sustainable development. We know that policy and laws are coming from government, so they have a power to exercise due to sustainable development goals, and they need to exercise the power regarding to the rules and law. The second, the government needs roles is to have a policy development. We know that policy development need exercise by government aligned with sustainable development goals, and they need to exercise due to the current situation. For example, when the COVID happened, they need to exercise the lockdown in order to prevent the COVID-19 from spread among us. Next point is the facilitator supporter. Everything regarding hospitals, social, and we can say school, public toilet, everything about the public is from the government. So the second key actors is international bodies and organization. We know that like WHO, UNICEF, they have to exercise point of knowledge and data gathering. They gather all information from specific countries that join under the same international body and organization. Next is to improve public welfare. They improve public welfare by doing research, sharing some knowledge to public, and they emphasize the safety and harmony environment for all people. The next point is civil society. Civil society is coming from NGO that have a power, or community, which is firstly they advocate the policy change, like mobilize resource and engage community. Second is they influence government policy and institution policies that align with SDG. Next is pressure group. The pressure group is an expert group that express themselves in interest group. For example, they emphasize the role of fighting on racial, ethnic, class and linguistic in order to make government do something about the issue.
So I will be explaining the role of key actor after NAQIU. The next role is private sector. It is promoting and implementing sustainable development welfare, job creator, source of technological innovation and fundamental for capital. The next role is NGO or non-governmental organization. Its role is to raise awareness, policy advocacy, development education and participation in intergovernmental processes while promoting human rights and democracy, and they support multi-communities.
Sustainable Development Goals or SDG aims to balance economic growth, social well-being and environmental protection. Although Malaysia has aligned its national policies with these goals, several challenges still slow down effective implementation. The first major challenge is limited funding and resource allocation. Sustainability projects such as renewable energy, waste management and environmental protection require high cost and long-term investment. However, budget constraint often limits the government's ability to support this project continuously. As a result, many private companies are hesitant to invest because the benefit takes time and may affect short-term profit. The second challenge is weak coordination between government agencies. Federal and state and local authorities often have many different priorities and responsibilities. This lack of coordination can cause problems such as uncontrolled land development, pollution, and ecosystem damage. Next point is low public awareness also affect sustainability efforts. Many people still rely on single-use plastic and do not actively participate in recycling programs. This is mainly due to limited environmental education and lack of clear information about the long-term effect of unsustainability behavior. Malaysia faces increasing environmental pressure and climate impact, including food, pollution, deforestation, and rising temperature. These issues affect not only the environment but also public health, livelihoods, and food security, especially for vulnerable communities. In conclusion, achieving sustainable development in Malaysia requires stronger financial support, better coordination between agencies, and also increased public awareness and effective environmental protection. Which collection effort from the government, private sector and society, Malaysia can move closer to achieving its SDG target.
In conclusion, the Sustainable Development Goals are a global plan to make the world fairer, healthier and more sustainable by 2030. To achieve this goal, many key actors need to work together. The SDGs can only succeed if everyone cooperates, showing that working together is the best way to create a better future for the people and the planet.
Hi, my name is Aminah. So today, I would like to interview some of students in UiTM Sulaiman to know that if they have knowledge about SDG. So let's go.
Sorry, may I have your time? Okay, so first, may I know your name?
My name is FARITH.
Oh, hi Farith. So Farith, I want to ask you, do you know about SDG?
Yes, Sustainable Development Goals.
Alright, so clever. So my question is, how can educational institution like UiTM support the SDG?
I think there are so many ways that the institution can do to support the SDGs. I think maybe the institution can including the SDGs topic in the curriculum of the
Yes.
student. And the other ways the SDGs can conducting research that related to the SDGs.
Yeah.
And the last way, maybe the institution can encourage all the students to join every environmental programs that are organized by the SDGs.
Oh, okay. So thank you for the answer. Thank you for your time too. Alright.
Okay, so let's find another person to ask about SDG. Sorry, can I take some of your time?
Sure.
Okay, first can I know your name?
Yes, my name is Muhammad Akid and ABIDIN.
Alright, thank you. So I want to ask you about SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. Do you know that?
Yes, I know about it.
So my question is, why is public participation is important in SDG?
Okay, let me answer it. The public participant is very important because it cannot be achieved by government alone. So when the public participant is joining by public, it improves the efficiency and effectiveness of the program, policies that relate and align with the public and community needs.
Alright. Thank you for your time. This
Thank you.
was a good question for us. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So today, let's find another person to ask about SDG. Let's go. Hello.
Yes.
Can I have your time?
Yes.
Okay, so may I know your name?
My name is ZAFFRY bin FADZLIE.
Okay, so I want to ask you about SDG. So do you know what is SDG?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I want to ask you, what do you understand with the term of Sustainable Development Goals?
From what I understand, the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs are 17 global goals introduced by the United Nations to address major issues such as poverty, education, climate change and inequality. The SDGs aim to achieve better and more sustainable future for everyone by the year 2030.
Wow, that was so good understanding of you. Thank you for your time.
Right,
Okay.
fine.